Today we conclude our homily series, Where Are We Going? We've looked at evangelization, how we became disciples in the first place. Jesus is excessive and extravagant about us. He's crazy about us, and we make a decision to be excessive and extravagant about him, to be crazy about him. We've looked at discipleship, our actual following of Jesus. Discipleship requires greater seriousness, greater planning than the construction of a skyscraper, than victory in war. Today we turn to the theme of mission. We've become disciples, we're living a life of discipleship, and now we go out. Mission. A couple months ago, I was running at Reds, and there were two people beside me on the treadmills. The guy struck up a conversation with the girl next to him. Hey, what music are you listening to? They started talking, and eventually the man began to share about his life. He's been divorced twice. And the woman, in a very gentle and welcoming way, ministered to him, listening to him, being with him in his suffering and his pain. She encouraged him to pray about it, and after some time asked, "Are you a churchgoer?" The man said, "I was born and raised Catholic, but I haven't been in a long time." And the woman shared about her own relationship with Christ and the church. How in this relationship she's found healing and meaning and direction. And she encouraged him to seek that out too. Mission. Going out. Evangelizing on a treadmill at Reds. The woman didn't ignore this man. She wasn't turned off by him. She cared about him. In 20 minutes, developed a simple but real relationship with him, and after that, courageously made the invitation to Christ and the church. Through her actions and her words, she let him know that he mattered. And she witnessed to Christ, the one that gives her life meaning and direction, the one that gives his life meaning and direction. She knows that life without Christ is empty, and so she couldn't help but offer Christ to him. The main character in our gospel today is a steward. The head of the household appoints a steward to take care of his affairs, to collect income, to pay bills, to give the servants their proper portion. The steward in the parable has squandered his master's property. Rather than taking care of it, developing it, he wastes it away. We too are stewards. We have been appointed by God to take care of his affairs. We squander God's gifts. We squander our inheritance when we keep God, when we keep God's gifts to ourselves. When we're on the treadmill at Reds and don't offer Christ to those who need him. What does keeping God to ourselves look like in a parish church? It looks like a parish church that remains safely behind its four walls and never goes out. This summer, some of the parish staff and I read a book together, Divine Renovation, Bringing Your Parish from Maintenance to Mission. The author, Father James Mallon, is a priest in Canada. One of Father Mallon's biggest concerns, a parish church that keeps to itself, that's closed in on itself. A parish church that's all about maintaining itself, serving itself. Think of discipleship as our life here on the campus of St. Leo's. We worship here, we grow here, we connect with fellow parishioners here, we serve fellow parishioners in different ministries, we support our life with our finances. Think of mission as that very same parish church going out. We'll remember from week 1 that we can't make disciples if we're not disciples ourselves, but the reverse is also true. If we're not making disciples, then we aren't disciples. Father Mallon points out that authentic, real discipleship naturally leads to going out. It naturally leads to mission. If we are not making this move as a parish church, then we're not being true to who God has made us. We're not being true to our God-given purpose. 2 ways that we can go out here at St. Leo's. We've already heard one, evangelization. Reaching out to the unchurched, reaching out to those who have been away from church. We can all think of folks in our families, our schools, our workplaces, our sports teams, on a hunting trip, at the crawfish boil, and yes, even at Red's. Do we think that Christ and His church make a difference? Do we believe that others need Him? Do we believe that He has the words of eternal life? And if we do, why aren't we sharing it? The second way that we can go out as a parish church, service to the poor. That our parish family would regularly go out in service to our local community. That we would go out into our neighborhood, getting to know our neighborhood, loving our neighborhood, serving our neighborhood. That our parish family would not only support the needy with money and school supplies, but that we would support the needy with faces and smiles and friendship. That we would go on mission in our state, our country, our world, to live with others and share our lives with them, to serve others and to be served by them. Jesus serving Jesus in both directions. We're here to grow. We're here to mature, and that will only happen if we are challenged. We challenge ourselves. Over these last 3 Sundays, 3 challenges that we have heard. Evangelization. Make a decision or renew your decision to follow Christ. Encounter Him in quiet prayer. Hear Him say, "Follow me," and say yes. Discipleship. Make a plan and be serious about it. How do you plan to worship, to grow and connect, to serve and give? And mission. Invite a relative to church. Invite a friend, a family member, somebody you just met. And consider how God is calling you to serve the poor. How is God calling our parish family to serve the poor? This fall, this year, let's devote ourselves to growth and maturity as a parish family. By remembering who we are, folks that God is crazy about. By remembering who we're called to be, disciples who follow Him without reservation, without limits. By remembering where we're called to go. Out in evangelization and service to the poor.